Happy Monday, Pink Fresh friends. It might be the sizzling days of summer, but we are all about the holidays right now with our newest release called Magical Holiday. Let's take a look at all of our new stamps, stencils, dies, press plates, and washi tape product suites. Taking a look at some of our 4x6 sized clear stamp sets. Now these are all product suites, meaning they have complementary products or coordinating products to go with them. Up first is a 3-piece product suite called Holiday Bicycle. You've got this really adorable and whimsical bicycle illustration, and if those snowflake wheels aren't the cutest thing, I'm not sure what are. There are also the additional elements for adding to your bicycle scene and creating a really fun image. And they are all merged onto one stamp set. Now this makes it easy to align to the coordinating stencils and then the coordinating one-piece die for cutting out all of those elements. There are 2 sentiments, and then there's also a die for cutting out the season's greetings sentiment as well. Now this set was illustrated by Annette, who is part of our creative team, and when you use the products all together, you can create an adorable little bicycle scene like this one. There are so many beautiful color options that you have at your fingertips with our 72 shades of ink, and I think you're going to really enjoy creating these whimsical little bicycle scenes for your holiday cards this year. Now up next is our Festive Foliage Tree product suite. Now this is a 4-piece product suite. It also includes a press plate. Now on the stamp set, you have this really lovely tree shape with these, but kind of a botanical feeling image. It's a really lovely and modern image. And then there are 4 sentiments included. Now you have the coordinating layering stencils to color that image in. And then in the die set, you have a die for the tree and then 2 dies for the 2 larger sentiments included on the stamp set. The press plate is the tree only, and it, of course, coordinates with the stencils and the die as well. Now, this set was illustrated by Isha Gupta. She is also a part of our creative team. And here is just a little look at what that image looks like when you use the stencils to ink blend in the color. Now, I have also created a card featuring this product suite. I heat embossed that tree in gold pearl and then used the stencils to color it in, and then did some die cutting and heat embossing and the sentiments and all of that fun stuff. It's a really lovely set. It comes together really quickly, and I think it'll be great for your holiday cards this year. Now finally, we have the Magical Holiday product suite, which is the namesake of our release for the holidays. This is also a 4-piece product suite. So you have the 4x6 clear stamp set, which has this really lovely border image with all of that foliage and berries. There are also 5 sentiments included on the stamp set. With the coordinating die, you get a die to cut out that border, and then 3 dies for cutting out the 3 larger sentiments. Now the press plate has not only the border, but also the 3 sentiments that coordinate with dies included on it. Now, of course, with all of our press plate products, you can use them for letterpress designs on your Better Press system, or you can hot foil with them on any leading hot foil system on the market. There is a stencil set for ink blending the colors into either image, whether you're using the press plates or the stamp. And it just turns into this really lush and lovely border of foliage. Now here is a card I created with the Magical Holiday design. I just love the border. This one I happen to foil, and I love that little bit of added shimmer and shine that it gives to the card. And I also foiled the sentiment. Now let's take a look at some more examples using these 3 beautiful sets from our talented creative team. On with clear stamp sets, we have a couple more product suites to introduce today. First, let's check out the Holiday Greetings Sentiments. This is a 7-piece sentiment set. It's got a somewhat vintage but still modern feel to the sentiments. They are all separate so that you can stamp them directly to a project or use the individual die set to cut them out. There is a matching press plate, and you get all 7 sentiments on the press plate as well. And of course, they both coordinate with the matching die set. Now here is one of those sentiments in action. This one I happen to foil with opaque black foil, and I just love how classic it turned out. Of course, you could do something very similar with the stamp if you don't foil. Now we have a new holiday themed washi tape product suite coming out, and you're going to notice that we have made a couple of changes to the way we approach our washi tape. This is all based on customer feedback, and we wanted to make sure that our washi tape product suites, were user-friendly and an enjoyable experience. So I'm going to go over the couple of changes we've made, but first things first, let's take a look at the stunning washi tape. It has the gold foil outline to it, and it is these beautiful swags and berry branches with these really beautiful ornaments attached to a couple of them. Now, this entire set was designed by Dawn from W+9, and we think that it turned out just lovely. So, you may already see a couple of changes that we have made, but let's just go over that really quickly. Instead of a 4x12 clear stamp set, we have changed to a 6x8 clear stamp set. And you will notice that we have turned that one big stamp and we have trimmed it down into 2. So you still have the elements merged onto one stamp. We just have happened to break it up into 2 stamps rather than doing the one large stamp. And the reason that we did that was we heard a lot of feedback saying that those larger, longer stamps don't fit in standard stamping platforms super well. So we wanted to give you the option to be able to break those up and use your standard or mini-sized stamping platforms. It also gives you the ability, if you only want to use one section of the cluster, you now have that option without cutting your stamp in half. So essentially, we have cut the stamp in half for you. Now, of course, we have added some sentiments to the set. The die is the same one-piece die, but once again, it's just cut into 2 pieces so that it coordinates perfectly with the 2 merged stamp. And then, of course, it also will still coordinate with your washi tape panel. You just will have to trim your washi tape a little bit, or you can layer them together if your die cut machine sandwich allows for that. That was another reason for changing it into 2 dies versus 1, is those longer dies were a little bit larger than many of the die cutting machine sandwiches have available. So rather than having to have extended plates, now you have the option to cut on the standard sized or a little bit smaller plates. Now the stencils haven't changed much. They're still those nice long stencils. The only thing that you will notice, let me find some glare, is we have added a line to show you which side goes with which stamp. So if you're stamping out this stamp with like the swag and the 2 little pieces, you'll know that you are using the top half of the stencils, and these stencils underneath that line will not work for those. Conversely, if you are stamping the cluster that has the little ornaments on it, then you will be using all of the stencil openings that are below that line. And you will find that little guideline on all of the stencils that it requires it. Occasionally there will be a stencil that works with only one of the stamps, which happens to be the case with stencil number 6 for this one. It just happens to only be required for use on the stamp with the ornaments. So I know this segment was a little bit longer, but we wanted to make sure that we really went over all of the changes that we made to our washi tape product suite, and you will see these changes going forward when we introduce washi tape. Now here is just a quick little square card I made featuring the stamps and the stencils. with the Deck the Halls product suite. Now, the washi tape is pre-printed, of course, so the colors are always going to be the same. But when you use the stamp and stencils, you can create them in your own colors. So it's really lovely to have all of the different options when creating with our washi tape product suites. Now let's take a look at a few more card examples featuring these two beautiful products. A couple of cling stamp product suites included in this release. Up first is Poinsettia frame. Now this is one has the pop-out element with that sentiment in the middle. You don't have to stamp that. You can pull that sentiment out and stamp it separately, or you can leave it in and stamp it all together. That is completely up to you. There is a coordinating press plate for this design. It also includes a press plate for its sentiment. There are layering stencils for coloring the image in, and then a die that cuts around that entire frame, and also a die for cutting out the sentiment. Now, when all is said and done, you have this really beautiful poinsettia frame that you can use in all of your paper crafting projects. I could see this really being a beautiful frame around one of your favorite holiday photos when you are scrapbooking your holiday memories this year as well. So that is Poinsettia frame. Now we also have Holiday Street, which is a 3-piece product suite. You have the cling stamp, the matching press plate, and the stencils for coloring it in, and you get this really adorable wintry scene when all is said and done. Now when we are choosing between cling stamps and clear stamps, we're just looking at the intricate nature of the design. And we felt with both of these designs that you would get a better stamping impression with a cling stamp versus a clear stamp. Now here is a little look at the Holiday Street in action. This one I foiled and it just turned out so super cute. I love this little scene that I created, the glowy windows. I added a little bit of white splatter to make it look a little snowy. Now, if you want to see Holiday Street in action, this was our sneak peek live last Tuesday right here on our YouTube channel. So you can watch Heather and I both create these cards using this same set. Now let's take a peek at a few more project samples using these two designs. Are down to the final two designs in our magical holiday release. Up first, let's take a look at Radiating Snowflake. This is a 3-piece product suite. It has a press plate, a coordinating die, and a stencil. Now the die works with both the stencil and the press plate. The press plate, of course, can be used for letterpress or hot foiling, and then the stencil can be used with ink blending. You could put paste on it. Sky is the limit on that one. It's a really nice sized snowflake, and it will definitely take center stage on your projects. Now we also have a new holiday themed cover plate die called Festive Grid. It is this really whimsical and cute image with the ornaments in the tree and then of little stars that help those little grid line come to life. I did use it on a project you've already seen in the background, but just to give you a peek at how cute it is, I love those little pierced dots that the image creates. It's just a super fun cover plate die, and I think that you will love adding it to your holiday cards this year. That is our entire magical holiday release, and let's take a look at a few more samples using these two beautiful designs. If you enjoyed the overview of our magical holiday release, now we have a really inspiring blog hop happening today with our team and welcome guests. You'll see a ton of inspiration using these new products. And of course, there are prizes all along the hop. So be sure to click on the link in our video description and start the blog hop over on the Pink for Studio card blog. Now, speaking of prizes, we do have a grand prize giveaway of the entire release right here in our video. It is a $525 value, friends. All you have to do, let us know in the comments below which ones are your favorites. And keep in mind, I didn't say you had to pick just one. Well, our magical holiday release is available for purchase in our online shop, and we can't wait to see what you create with it.